Soak it in, Lions fans. We got another one next week.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
It's a historical Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network on a Monday morning MLK Day at 1:49 a.m. on January the 15th. Matt Derry with you, Locked On Lions on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. The Detroit Lions are going to the divisional round of the playoffs. The Detroit Lions have won their first playoff game since 1991. The Detroit Lions have broken a 9-game playoff losing streak tonight, or last night, or whatever. They knock off the LA Rams at Ford Field 24-23. I just got home, and here we go. We're recording the post-game pod. Thanks for making us your first listen and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, you can find us on YouTube as well for free on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Shout out to our everydayers. You know, it's so cool. And David Locke, who started the network and still has a hand in it, David always tells us, and Ross Jackson, and all these folks with the Locked On Network, and I love being a part of it. They say you got to talk about your everydayers every day and give them some love. I have people coming up to me in elevators at Ford Field, in the concourse. I'm an everydayer. It works. It's cool. Thank you. And tonight I took the game in down at Ford Field. Lions win. I'm almost speechless at how awesome that was. And I got invited again by the Batdorfs, Turner, Jody, Mama Batdorf, that crew. They're everydayers. And I appreciate them listening to the show, watching the show, and inviting me to the game because it was a lot of fun. Steve and John Batdorf were there tonight. They're everydayers. Shout out to them. Liz Batdorf. Rich Nemesi, both junior and senior. Awesome guys. Took in the game with them today. Willie Mena came up to me in the press box for the game tonight. Willie's a stat guy there. Mark Haddad. They're like, you got to talk to Willie. They all watch. You guys all listen. Thank you. My man Tyree Glasper in the elevator going up to the suite. Thank you, Tyree. Dennis Parker and Greg Holshoe saw them after the game as well. So shout out to all of our everydayers. Shout out to you, the fans. The Lions would not have won this football game tonight without the fans, without you guys. And the job that was done, hang on, I'm going to do a little cleanup here. The job that was done by the fans to be that 12th man or whatever it is, really did take its toll on the Rams, especially in the red zone. The game was won tonight because the Rams could not score in the red zone and had to settle for field goals. And the Lions punched it in when they got close. Then at the end, Lions had to hang on for dear life. This was a 21-17 score at the half. And then neither team really could do much in the second half on offense. Adjustments were made, but the Lions deserved to win this game. Huge stones from Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson on that 2nd and 9, just under 2 minutes to go. The Lions figure, you know what? Let's put the ball, and Dan Campbell said this after the game, let's put the ball in our best player's hands. And our best player is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Jared Goff got him the football. And on 2nd and 9, they convert it, take 3 knees, and that's it. The long losing streak, the long drought, over. And nobody left the stadium. There weren't people trying to leave early to beat the traffic. Like, everybody stayed and partied. And the chance of Jared Goff, that's really cool. It's neat. And the quarterback on the other side, Matthew Stafford, had a heck of a game. But you could tell after the game in his post-game press conference, in case you missed it, they asked him about, hey, are you happy for the fans? And he said, I'm happy for the players. I think Stafford took it a little personally tonight that the other quarterback, Jared Goff, was having his name chanted all night. When Stafford came out, he got booed. I don't think Matthew liked that too much. Tough. Take your ball and go back to LA. You asked to be traded. Okay? Stop. This is Jared Goff's town now. And Jared Goff did something tonight that Matthew Stafford couldn't do here. And that's win a playoff game. Now, did it help that it was at home? Yes. Did Matthew Stafford have a great career here, a really good career here? Absolutely he did. And he lit the Lions up tonight. All right. The Lions have a major problem in their secondary and rushing the passer. But you know what? They still found a way to win. Puka Nacua pulled what Justin Jefferson pulled and CeeDee Lamb pulled. And next week, whether it's Mike Evans or A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith, that's probably going to be, they'll probably feast too. The Lions found a way to win the game. Nacua tonight had 9 catches for $181 and a touchdown. This is like an every week thing now. Justin Jefferson nearly goes for 200 yards. CeeDee Lamb goes for over 200 yards. Now Puka Nacua had 180. I mean, the Lions have, if you want to talk about the draft, you want to like start draft prepping for the Lions, they're going to have to sign a corner in free agency. They're going to have to draft a corner. And the pass rush wasn't good enough tonight. But you know what? They overcame it. They held the Rams to a pair of field goals in the second half. And that's where you win. If I would have told you at the start of the night, hey, they're going to hold the Rams to 23 points, I think you would have taken that. Especially the way the defense bent, but really didn't break. I mean, there were some breaks in there. Kindle Vildor trying to jump again. But all in all, solid performance, run game, Goff given time to throw. Offensive line was tremendous tonight. Amon-Ra St. Brown, when you need him, always there. Always there. Another 100-yard performance tonight, 7 catches for 110. Josh Reynolds played well. I love David Montgomery toward the end of the game, getting his yards. And again, that crowd was just incredible. And the Lions now advance next Sunday, 3:00, NBC again, to face either Philly or Tampa. Philly's a complete mess right now. In Tampa Bay, the Lions have already shown they can beat. And if they can knock off Matthew Stafford in a playoff game, probably a future Hall of Famer. Baker Mayfield, please. And if you think tonight was loud, oh my gosh, can you imagine what next Sunday is going to sound like? It was electric. It was incredible. You had Marshall Mathers in the house. You had Big Sean there, Golden Tate, Stephen Tulloch, Sam Richardson. If you don't watch Ted Lasso, you'll know Sam, also a U of D Jesuit high grad. It was just electric. It was awesome. Chad Smith, Red Hot Chili Peppers. What a job tonight by everybody. And I got to give a shout out to the Ford Field staff. Everybody did everything was just smooth tonight. It was really, really well done. It was a great experience to be there. And for the Lions to win and exercise some of these demons and to get it done and then get to host another playoff game. Thank you, Dallas. The Cowboys lay another egg in the playoffs. Jordan Love and the Packers all of a sudden putting up a 50 burger almost, 48 points, enabling, because Green Bay is the 7 seed, they'll go to the 1, San Francisco next Saturday. Lions as the 3 get to host either the 4 or the 5, Tampa or Philly, who play tomorrow night. I think I'm rooting for Tampa because I'm almost afraid that the Eagles, they're so bad right now, but they're so talented. And if the Eagles sort of find themselves tomorrow night, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, DeAndre Swift, that's a tough team, man. But imagine if you thought it was spicy tonight with Stat Padford in the house. Imagine next week with Matt Patricia returning to roaming the sidelines. My goodness gracious. Locked On Lions on the Locked On Podcast Network. Find us on Twitter at Derry Speaks, at Locked On Lions on Twitter, Threads at The Real Matt Derry, the Matt Derry Facebook fan page, and of course, watch us for free on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. Coming up next, got a little bit more on Jared Goff. I want to talk about special teams, which helped the Lions win tonight. And we'll hand out some game balls as well right here on the post-game pod. Matt Derry here to tell you about FanDuel. Playoffs are here. Time to put some money down on those games tomorrow. Pittsburgh and Buffalo at 4:30, 8:15 for the Bucs and Eagles. You want to get on all the action, do it at FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is so easy to use. There are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays. Find bets in the new Explore tab. Make a parlay in the Parlay Hub. The best way to find popular parlays are right there, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn. That's FanDuel.com/LockedOn. Make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Lions win 24-23 tonight over the LA Rams. Rams are going home. Lions are advancing to the divisional round next Sunday, 3 o'clock on NBC, as Detroit will take on either Philly or Tampa Bay. This game was certainly interesting right out of the chute. It seemed like the referees botched the coin toss. Who knows what was going on there? Lions ended up losing the toss, get the football, go right down the field in 5 minutes, and David Montgomery capped off a great drive with a 1-yard touchdown run. Maher hits a 24-yard field goal as the Rams go right down the field as well. It was 7-3. Lions got it again. Jahmyr Gibbs, 10-yard touchdown run, 14-3 Lions after one. Second quarter, Rams get the ball. Immediately, Stafford lobs one down the left sideline. Puka Nacua against his own defense. Sutton got no safety help. Cam Sutton's been a train wreck the last month. 50-yard touchdown pass. Lions led 14-10. Then Sam Laporta, bad knee and all, 2-yard touchdown pass on a 4th down from Jared Goff. Another great Dan Campbell gamble. And Goff had great protection. Hit Laporta in the back of the end zone. It was 21-10. Leos. Then Tutu Atwell beats Kindle Vildor down the right side from Stafford, 38 yards out. It was 21-17 at the half. Second half, not a single touchdown was scored. Sorry for all you overbetters tonight. Michael Badgley from 54 yards out knocked it in. The money badger, just like Brad Holmes dialed up, baby. 24-17 in the third. Maher hits from 27 yards out. Again, no relation to Patrick Maher. 24-20 Lions. Maher again from 29 yards out. So 3 chip shots for Maher. It was 24-23. Lions held on to win. Got a couple of stops late that they needed. Rams punting, a little bit of a surprise with 3 minutes to go and only 1 timeout left. And the Lions were able to ice the game. This is what the Lions have done the last couple of years, ladies and gentlemen, under Dan Campbell. They put teams away. They've run out the clock. Offensive line push, run game, Goff, St. Brown. It was beautiful. Beautiful. That's Lions football. Physical, strong. I love what the offensive line did tonight. When I hand out game balls, the whole O-line gets one because Aaron Donald's name was barely called tonight. We heard a lot about the rookie for the Rams who had a big year. Kobe Turner, 1 tackle and a half a sack. That was it. Aaron Donald, 3 tackles, 1 solo, no sacks, no quarterback hits. Aaron Donald did not touch Jared Goff all night. And I can't remember a time. You know, obviously I covered the Pistons for many, many years doing the pre and post game, and just the love affair that that team, that 5, Rasheed, Rip, Chauncey, Big Ben, and Tayshaun, the crowd loved those players. And the love affair that they had for Ben Wallace was pretty special when that gong played. All right. Miguel Cabrera this year. Tigers honored him. He retired. Fans loved him. All right. And they were showing up in a big way to see Miggy's last few games at the end of the season. But tonight we saw something at Ford Field I wasn't expecting. The Lions embraced their quarterback. Their fans embraced the quarterback like no other. right? It's 40 minutes before the game. I went to the press box to see some folks, including our buddy Ross Tucker. Go on Twitter and check out, and we use the hashtag Tuck Spreads. I did a little video with Ross. It was great to see Ross. The godfather of engineers, Al Rosenberg, in the Westwood One booth. I got to see him. Spiro Ditas, who I've known a long time. Good to see Spiro. He's going to come on the pod. Just was making my rounds and seeing some folks I haven't seen in a while. Shout out to the PR staff for the Lions. Saw all of them tonight. Just awesome people. And so I'm walking from the press box to the suite that I was in tonight, and the Jared Goff chants 45 minutes before kickoff. Unbelievable. You guys have embraced him and are riding with him. And I think understood the magnitude of tonight, whereas Goff was going up against his former team that discarded him. Goff was going up against Matthew Stafford, who was beloved here. All right. But it's almost like the fans wanted to make a statement at Ford Field that they were backing their guy and that their old guy is gone and is on the other side. And I loved it. That kind of energy, I thought, fueled this whole night. And Jared Goff delivered when it counted. And the Lions won. Lions didn't turn the ball over tonight. Jared Goff had a passer rating of 121.8. He only missed 5 throws, 22 out of 27 for 277. Stafford only missed 9 throws, or 11 throws, 25 out of 36, 367 for Stafford, and a passer rating of 120.9. Say what you want about Matthew Stafford. That dude can play. He's good. He was throwing no looks tonight at Ford Field. And the Lions had no answer for those receivers. None. 0. That's what I worry about next week is if the offense can't carry them, the secondary it's just, Kendall Vildor is not a starting cornerback. Cam Sutton started off the year so well. I love the pickup. Love the signing. He's been dog meat for weeks. I don't know if it's the leg injury. He's lost out there. Brian Branch is doing all he can. Jerry Jacobs is going to be, is done for the year. The safeties, the communication, and I was with Turner tonight, and he brought up a good point. Like, Aaron Glenn is your defensive coordinator, future head coach Aaron Glenn. And he was a defensive back. He was a secondary coach. Like, can we fix this communication issue on the back end? Guys are pointing at each other. Guys are out of place. What's going on here? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I thought, had a pretty good game tonight. Melifonu had a pretty big hit. Kirby Joseph had a nice hit on Higbee. And I'm sure Rams fans are going to be like, oh, because Higbee tore his ACL, of course. That's the second torn ACL from Kirby Joseph on a tight end. But they've got to clean things up on the back end. It's been too easy for quarterbacks and receivers over the last few weeks in the passing game. Too easy. But again, the Lions offense is so balanced. Laporta tonight on one leg, still had a touchdown. St. Brown, Reynolds, Gibbs, Jameson Williams had a couple of catches tonight. The run game, while it wasn't great, just 79 yards rushing, but David Montgomery, 4 yards a carry. Jahmyr Gibbs made some plays tonight. And, all in all, the Lions did enough and got it done. They can probably play better. But they won the special teams battle tonight. Jack Fox was tremendous. Badgley, the 54-yarder. And they made enough plays in the second half. And like I said, held the Rams in the second half to 6 points. All right. Some adjustments were made. And this team won a football game in the playoffs. You got to go back to 1991, the blowout over the Cowboys. Many of you weren't even alive at that point. But since then, the disappointment in 93 and, playoff games like the Tampa loss with Bobby Ross, playoff games with Jim Schwartz. The Lions went down to New Orleans and got smoked. Jim Caldwell playoff games, including the devastating loss in Dallas with the picked up flag. Not even competing in Seattle last time the Lions were in the postseason, 2016. And the kid from Central Michigan ran all over him. It was just, tonight was special. And again, I think the fans played an immense part in it. Just loud and look, the Rams offense did what they had to do, but I think when it got into the red zone, LA got a little flustered. I thought Sean McVay overcoached it a little bit. But in the end, Detroit wins. And now getting a chance to host not one, but two playoff games, that's justice for what took place in Dallas a few weeks ago, which was a miscarriage of justice, to use an old Gorilla Monsoon term. All right, we got to hand out some game balls. I'm all hoarse here. We will do that coming up next, right here on Locked On Lions. But first, let's tell you about the Gametime app. I was talking to one of our everydayers, Reed Michelini, the pride of U of D High, bought his tickets on the Gametime app half hour before the game. All right? You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event, because Gametime is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. Killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee. Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. View from your seat on Gametime is the best. You see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive and where you are sitting. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDON, LOCKEDON, for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, Lions win 24-23. They're heading to the divisional round of the playoffs, second round of the playoffs for your Lions. What a job Dan Campbell and this staff has done, man. This is absolutely phenomenal. The Lions will host either the Bucks or the Eagles coming up next Sunday, 3 o'clock at Ford Field. Game balls that I'm going to be handing out tonight. First and foremost, Jared Goff gets a game ball. He got the game ball from Dan Campbell in the locker room after the game. 22 out of 27 for 277, a touchdown, and a passer rating of 121.8. Biggest pass of his life, and the biggest throw in, for Lions. I'm not saying biggest throw in Lions history, but it's right up there. Was the Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown pass and catch that iced the game with 2 minutes to go. Jared Goff gets a game ball. The Sun God also gets one. Amon-Ra, unbelievable, 7 catches, 110 yards. Come on now. That dude is a baller. Also, getting a game ball tonight from yours truly is Michael Badgley. 3 out of 3 in extra points and a 54-yard field goal that would have been good from 60. We make fun of Brad Holmes. We talk about how the kicker is always an issue, and it's been 3 years. Badgley tonight knocked home a big one tonight. He misses that when the Lions lose. 54-yard field goal was a monster from Michael Badgley. And what can you say about the punt god? Jack freaking Fox. The guy is a field position maestro. He turns the field. A 61-yard punt tonight. All 3 of his punts inside the 20, downed inside the 20, an average of 49.3. Jack Fox is the man, ladies and gentlemen. He's fantastic. He gets a game ball from me tonight as well. Thought about some game balls for some defensive players. I'm not handing those out to any defensive players. Alex Anzalone did have 2 TFLs tonight, 8 total tackles, 6 solo. CJ Gardner-Johnson had a big night with 7 tackles, played pretty well. But I think, look, it's the same old, same old. They don't have an edge rusher on the opposite side of Aiden Hutchinson. Tonight, Charles Harris and Julian Okwara were inactive, which I thought was interesting. Romeo Okwara played a bleep load of snaps, but just doesn't make an impact. He had 2 terrible missed tackles tonight. So the Lions can clean that up, still play better. But the bottom line is this, folks, you're getting another week of talk. You're getting another week of hype, and you're getting another game at home next week. And if somehow, some way, Green Bay upsets the Niners and the Lions win next week, Lions and Packers for the Super Bowl at Ford Field in a couple of weeks. That's could happen. It's possible. Green Bay's rolling right now. Jordan Love is playing out of his mind. Anything's possible. All right, enjoy the games tomorrow. We got a full week of shows here on Locked On Lions. I think we're going to have Mike Tirico hopefully on Tuesday. Soak it in, everybody. Awesome. What a job you, the fans, do. I got my Locked On Lions sweatshirt here. You know I had to rock this baby. And my Lions, it's a lock t-shirt. So much fun tonight. Awesome job. Thank you, everybody that came up to me tonight. And it's great to see so many people. We're back again tomorrow for Locked On Lions. I'm going to bed.